Okie dokie, artichoke. I want to talk about Kobe's death, or more accurately, just the death of celebrities in general, and like how that really makes like the cretins come out of the fucking out of the shadows. Like, every time like a celebrity dies, like people are like they basically like they shit on their death basically like they not necessarily like well yeah they don't show respect for like for one that's like the actual problem but it's like their reaction like when they get called out for being an asshole like they're basically like oh bro what are you some kind of pussy bro you don't like laughing at someone's death like come on bro it's just a joke bro and it's like it's really just like edgy fucking like really people my age that do that shit. They don't take that shit seriously. Nothing's sacred anymore. There's no such thing as respect. Which I understand. You know, like there's no reason to like you know, nigga in a suit and tie. They automatically think he deserves respect. I understand telling that nigga to fuck off, but like when someone's dead and there's people that like the person that died and they're like distraught and they're like, bro, what the fuck are you doing making fun of their death? It's like it's distasteful, you know? Like there's that seems to be like a concept that has been completely lost on my generation because of memes, you know, to be quite frank, and the fact that like the world has been fucking fisting us since jump, fisting everyone really, like that's not even something new. And it's not even it's not sad, it's irritating that it's like you gotta like basically like claw respect from someone's grasp, you know, and but at the same time it's like it really doesn't matter, you know, like trying to get respect from somebody that's an asshole that like no one's gonna miss themselves, you know, so that's why they feel like they can just you know rain on everyone else's parade when like someone that's beloved gets taken away untimely, you know, like people still make fun of X, you know, you still see X jokes, niggas still get clowned, but X been dead for what year and a half now. And like it's not just him. They started making fun of his son, you know, before his son's even born. Like, hey bro, let me get some of that foreskin. Like, sure, like it's not helping the fact that this nigga's name is sounds like a fucking anime final fucking final boss, basically. Like, fucking I can't even pronounce that shit. It's like Gekumi, some shit like that. But it's like I have a fucked up name. My name's Galen. You know, like I understand like getting clowned for your name. It shit sucks. So yeah, my heart goes out to that little nigga because he is gonna be in for, you know, for some fucking bullshit. And like it's just sad that like people don't can't just like show love. You know, like you gotta like showing love is. Oh, bro, what are you a simp? Trying to show love, dog? Quit being a bitch. Like they're making fun of this nigga died in a helicopter crash. What's his name? Ari Shafir. I saw a video. He was like, basically he was saying like, yeah, fuck Kobe. He was a rapist. I'm glad he's dead. But it's like, niggas are so quick to like come out of the woodworks and show just how fucking despicable they are. But like Ari Shafir specifically, he got probably you probably don't know who this is, but he's like a comedian, hangs out with Joe Rogan and shit. He just got in trouble for fucking basically giving Molly to his friend without him even noted, without him like without his permission. You know, like he drugged him, and was laughing about it. This dude, he's tripping on Molly, and he does other things like he'll leave a like a super strong edible somewhere where like there's states that that don't that where weed is legal, so they don't they a fucking like an edible will fuck you up. You know, like that's just like regular ass edibles because it's different than smoking it because it like it metabolizes in the liver and it basically becomes like a psychedelic. So yeah, like this asshole has no right to be shitting on anybody, and like not to mention that he's Jewish. Just joking. I'm not an anti-Semite. But he's just like just being a dick for no reason. Like it had like at the time of me recording this, it's only been like not even 24 hours since Kobe died. Not just Kobe, that's like everyone's focusing on Kobe, but his daughter was on the helicopter. I think it was Rick Fox. He played for the Globetrotters. I think I didn't know him. I didn't really know Kobe like that, to be honest, cause like I didn't watch basketball. Like I was not really into sports. Sports ball shit didn't like just not for me. But I know enough. Like I've said Kobe, like shooting paper balls in the classroom. Kobe, just fucking around. So like I'm not gonna cap on him like even for a second. Like he doesn't deserve the respect that he's getting. And it's like sad to see people like trivializing death. It's like I know there's nothing that you can do about it, but give it fucking time. Tragedy plus time equals comedy. But people just like, oh, I gotta be the quickest. I gotta be the first asshole on the block that makes the joke. You know, like within minutes, I was seeing shit, and it's like it's irritating being alive in this kind of like predicament of like nobody caring about each other, nobody like taking a second to see like what the fuck is up. Like, is everyone like, are you doing all right, bro? Like, it's like it's sad, and like beyond that, it's just like it's a bunch of people that like don't really get what the fuck is up, that haven't like lost someone that they care about. You can tell just from like how fucking childish it is. Like this is life. This is the only life we're gonna get, and someone lost theirs. Like I haven't even lost anybody that I truly like cared about. But when I was in middle school, I remember one of my classmates. I didn't really know him like that, but I was in his neighborhood hanging out with one of my friends. He was walking his dog, and we had found there was some stray dogs, like these big ass like Rottweiler sized dogs, and they were just like fucking around. They had collars on, so they weren't like they had like escaped someone's house. And me and my homie had got some like he had like these cat leashes, which is like a fucking oxymoron. But he had these cat leashes, so we took the leash and we were we found the dogs, we hooked them up on the leashes, and we were asking around like, do you know whose dogs these are? Like what the fuck? Is there somewhere that we can take them? And someone told us that like they're from like there was like it was an apartment complex, and it was like fenced off, and on the other side of like one of the fences, there was like a house, and that's where the dogs belonged to. So we were gonna take them back there. So we were on our way. We were walking, and then one of the bigger dogs. It was two dogs. One was like medium sized, like the size of like a pit, and the other was like big as fuck, like not like mastiff big, but like Rottweiler big, like I said. And we were walking with them to take them back to their owner, and the friend I had mentioned before, not really a friend, just another classmate, he was walking his dog, small ass like Pomeranian sized dog, big Rottweiler dog, scooped that little nigga up and chewed his ass to death, literally. Like not only did he like chew his ass up, he broke off on the leash and he like ran away with his body like in his mouth like a fucking chew toy. And I had to fucking chase down this dog, this big ass dog that I was not sure was gonna fucking, if it was gonna eat my ass or not, just to get this nigga's dog out of his mouth. And I did. I caught the dog, told him to fuck off, basically like kicked him. Was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro. For like break your neck or some shit. Trying to, and having to like take this nigga's pet, just a pet. They're not niggas say just a dog. That's family though. Just a pet. Drenched in blood, had blood all over me, and I had to put this dog in his hands, and I had to apologize just for fucking having to be there. And that shit really, it fucks with you, for like just not. I don't really think about it too much anymore, but it's done its damage. And that's why like shit's not funny. You know, that's why like people don't really understand how real death is. Like all these like politicians like, oh yeah, let's just go bomb some more people over in brown peopleville. Like it'll be all right. It's just they're just brown. Like fuck them. But these are lives that they're claiming. And that's why it's like lots of people are starting to understand that like warmongers are unacceptable. Like if you're trying to like if you're rated what's it, saber rattling, you're fucked. You're not getting into office. And that's a good thing. That's, first steps. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about power. That's a nice segue from last thing I said. The problem with like democracy and elections of power in general is that like the only people that really want power are people that are fucking crazy. Like all the people that you want to rule you, that you would like, that would be best to like actually govern, are people that do not want power. Like people that are like actually responsible, accountable, and all those other words. Starting to notice that from like this current presidential race. Bernie Sanders has been in the government for what, 40 plus years, I think, something like that. He was marching with Martin Luther King, but I think he won his first race or some shit back in like, let's say 87, I think it was, something like that. It was the 80s. And yeah, but he's been low key. He's been doing. He was a mayor or some shit. He really fucked with his home state. So I think it was Burlington, Vermont. He made it a haven for trans people. He did the best he could. LGBT issues, economic issues, shit like that. Everything that he talks about, he's like actually principled. And he didn't feel a need to even run in the first place because it was Hillary Clinton that ran in 2016. He had asked Elizabeth Warren to run in his stead, or actually not in his stead. He ran in her stead, the opposite, because she was too pussy to actually run against Hillary Clinton. Understandably, she kills people. And just like everybody else in the race nobody really wants, there's top three, well, not top three, Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard, and Bernie Sanders are the only people that actually have something that they want to get done. Tulsi Gabbard is, she wants to change our foreign policy. Yang wants to do UBI, economic issues, shit like that. And Bernie he wants to just basically overhaul the country and try, Green New Deal, Medicare for all. He wants to catch us up to everyone else. And like everyone else, Pete Buttigieg, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren said she's for big structural change, which is vague as shit. You know, she just wants to be in office because hey, why not? You know, that's why everyone else. Joe Biden ran like 4 other times, got his ass beat, but now he's like, hey, I'm the most electable. It's like if you're the most electable, then why the fuck weren't you president before? You know? Oh, they were just far more electable than I am, but I'm still pretty electable. And it's all cap, you know. It's just a bunch of crazy assholes trying to going for a power grab, so they can get more money, you know, more status. I don't know what fucking psychopaths care about. Uh, yeah, I guess that's it for that. Let's see. Alrighty, I want to talk about religion. I've never been very religious. Like my parents were. My parents are Jehovah's Witnesses. Not so much. They don't really go to the hall or anything like that anymore. But growing up, they were, big on trying to teach me the Bible and all that. My granddad is what the he like heads a congregation in a hall in Detroit, I believe. But yeah, I've never been. He's very religious, but I haven't. It never really made sense to me. Like I have the sections of the Bible and the like the section of the Bible, like the Book of Revelations and all that. Really, like when I was a child, it fucked with me more than it like brought me like joy. Like oh yes, God, like God, He brings so much joy into my life. Like when I was younger, I never felt joy when like discussing religion and all this stuff. It brought like a sense of dread and like fear. That's why I've always been like distant away from religion. I don't bash anybody, try not to, like that believes in God or has a specific religion that they believe in, but it's my belief that like religion is really here to it's for control, not like control in like a sense of like oh ooga booga, but like it's to basically keep you out of touch with your humanity, like that's why there's so many rules against like sex and all that other stuff, enjoying like drugs, alcohol. Every religion is different, but they all have their rules of like what you're not supposed to do to keep yourself distant from this life so you can prepare for the next one. But it's like what's the point of living this life if you're like it's not like what's the point of living this life if you're gonna be basically just blue balling yourself waiting for the next one, you know? Life is too short, and like there's no guarantee that all that stuff is true anyway. Like if you think about it, like all the religions that are there, there's no way to tell because every religion says that every other religion is capped. So it's like how can you tell who's actually capping? What? Shut the fuck up, nigga. Damn. There's no way to like actually tell which religion is true because for all you know, like everyone says just because it has the most members doesn't mean that it's right. It could be like some fucking small ass African village that actually is the one that got the shit right, they're you know I don't like what's the aboriginal, like how they believe that like everything has a soul. Or I actually I'm not really well read on that shit, so I probably shouldn't speak on it. But like there's no guarantee for more or less anything. Like there's no. It's been 2,000 years since the death of Jesus. In air, I have that shit in air quotes. You can't see, but and he's supposed to be coming back any minute now. He's on his way, and when he gets back, shit's gonna get real. But every generation says that, or not just every generation of Christians, I have to say, and it's just like it's soon, so you gotta do this shit because it's soon. But like if you you know, like a religion does a lot of good for the world. Of course, I'm not gonna cap like it's just the root of all evil, but like it's also done like just as much fucked up stuff. You know, like yeah, Salem witch trials, crusades. That one. Well, I guess that was a different. The monk that set himself on fire. That wasn't for religion. That was, I think it was a political statement. But it's like there's so much in the universe like that there's no way to tell like whether or not that that God is, you know, fucking making sure you're not beaten off or some shit like that. And like once you like got into science, you know, like what really got me into science was geology, rocks and shit. Back when I was in like the third grade, that's when I actually started caring about the shit. Like that's when I started caring more about science and less about religion, because I was like, bro, this religion shit is kind of spooking me like fuck. But it's rocks. You know, explaining where these rocks came from. That shit was. That's what really got me is the explanation. There's no real explanations in religion. It's just like more or less like statements. You know, it's all cryptic and you gotta decipher it. It's up to your own interpretation. And that's what really bothers me about religion. But a lot of people need religion. I'm not gonna say because they're weak-minded or because I'm weak-minded. I'm not gonna cap like I have horrible discipline. So yeah, that's more or less why I don't really fuck with religion. There's a lot more stuff to it. Oh fuck, hold on. Well, I was talking about science and why I fuck with science. I'm not like, science is the end all be all of the world, but it's like science was originally founded to explain God's miracles, and it just so happens that the more evidence and the more they looked into shit, the less like they could find a place to fit God into it all. Like it really is more or less like random, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It might even be better to say that like, you know, this shit just happened. It's probably it's scarier. I would say that there's no intelligent design, because that just means that like when you die, you just die, you know. But like it's science is it's I would say it's beautiful in like a lot of the same ways that religion is, you know. Like it's science is a team effort, so is religion. Well, most of the time it's supposed to be, unless you fucking team effort covering up all those pedophiles. But uh, but it's like it takes a village, you know. God, I'm like really rambling on this shit because I'm not trying to be like a dickhead about it and be like, oh, bro, I'm an atheist. I'm not even an atheist. I'm agnostic actually, because there's no way of knowing either way, until you die. Like there's no definitive answers. Niggas that say God definitely doesn't exist and God definitely does exist, they're both equally wrong, because neither of them know what the fuck they're talking about. And even if they like, oh, I had a feeling, it was God, like about that, like what really got me thinking when I was younger is like, how can you tell when it's God, if it's God speaking to you, like, because can't Satan speak to people too? So like it's hard to trust in that. There's no like, yeah, like faith makes no, like, that's bullshit, like just gotta believe. But it's like it's so fucking easy to believe in the wrong thing, but just completely by accident, like just because you hear something that you like isn't Satan's whole deal that he speaks to those desires. He tells you what you want to hear, so you can, basically fuck yourself up. Oh fuck, this nigga speaking again. God damn, bro, shut the fuck up. Is there a way to disable game? Off. Yeah, fuck that nigga. But yeah, like there's no way to believe, or there's no way to know. So like that's why I kind of fuck with science more, because it's not about knowing, it's about seeing. You know, seeing is believing. That's believing is believing in religion, and that's kind of it's like that's why all the fucked up stuff in religion happens, is because people have blind faith. You know, like, oh, this will this everything will work out as long as I just believe. But like that's what leads to like decapitating Muslims and fucking kids crossing Europe trying to start their own crusades and getting fucking sold into slavery, and women not having rights, and like gay people or LGBT in general not having rights, is because of like, oh, it goes against my faith. But it's like, fuck your faith, bro. You know, like it's about, there's people here now in front of you that are taking L's, and like even if God says like, you know, fuck them, you know, like they are to be stoned or burned or whatever, that like that's like in direct violation of what he says about caring about people. So I just think people take this shit way too serious, and they should just like play it by ear. Be a good person, you know, make sure, you know, your people are set, yourself is set, and just live your life, and try not to like focus on all that stuff. But like a lot of people find it like, because life is so fucking, it's so terrible to people, you know, like that's why like people need their faith, so they feel a reason to wake up every day. You know, like they feel like it'll be worth it in the end. But the truth is that this shit is not worth it. You're just here. You know, it is what it is. You know, and it's not worth like making someone else's life harder for the off chance that like maybe, you know, you'll get some immaculate hand jobs next time, you know. So that's why I just live my life trying to be good, you know, not by anyone else's standards but my own. I'm not trying to bash anybody that believes in religion. I'm gonna say that again, but like it's like it's spooky how people take this shit so serious to the point where they're ready to fucking jihad, you know, like people like that, they don't have anything else, all they have is their religion. But it's just like they focus so much on their religion that they take everything around them for granted, you know, like just like what really like could supplement, or not supplement, but like, you know, replace religion is just the basic tenet of like, treat others how you want to be treated, and then life will be a-okay. You don't want somebody kicking in your door and fucking stabbing you and raping your girl. Like, so it's just the simple shit. You don't want to get robbed, you know, you don't want to, you would want somebody, if you are homeless, to spare a few dollars. You like, it's just, being kind-hearted is so fucking slept on. It's crazy. That wraps back into the Kobe thing about all the people fucking, the celebrity deaths, making fun of when they die. It's because people, it's like, not Atlas Shrugged. What's the like, there's a saying, I don't know what it is, but essentially it's like, they got brought down to earth, you know, celebrities. That's when they die. It's just a reflection of like, doesn't matter how much money you have, how much power you have, how much status you have, you know, who you're fucking, who like, who you're better than. Because even if you're better than them, you still gonna be in the exact same dirt that they are at the end of the day. So it's just like, that's why it's so crazy. Like, all this stuff is crazy. That's why the world is so fucked up, because nobody believes in treating others how they want to be treated, or they think that makes you soft, or that, like, people being nice is gateway to basically have all your shit taken, which in a way is true. You know, if you're a bitch, you're definitely like life is not gonna be kind to you. But if you're nice and you stand your ground and you're just like, I'm not gonna stand for this, then shit'll be cool. You know, and it's just not enough people are compassionate. It's a L, but at the same time, it is what it is. I think I might call this shit that. It is what it is, cause I keep talking about fucking depressing ass shit, but I don't try to. It's just the way that like my mind works. I'm fucking always on like gray, basically. Like the clouds are always gray, but I try not to like fucking shit on other people's parades. Like my mom, she she gets mad at me because like I'll start smiling if she'll yell at me or something, or when something makes me uncomfortable, I start smiling because it's like, what the fuck else can you do? And I think that like creeps people out because like I'll just sit there like I'll be grinning because it's like I'm so fucking uncomfortable right now, bro. Like you have no fucking clue. Like I'm smiling right now talking about this shit. But like that's the way you get through shit. You just gotta fucking fake it till you make it. Smile. And like I smile because I know shit is not sweet. You know? It's there's a L waiting for me somewhere. So just gotta just fucking grin and bear it, bite the pillow. Fuck. Yeah, I guess I'll cut it there.